about this.
Absolutely. It was just a matter of time, and we are at that point
And the
in time
time has
now.
come.
It's that the time has come.
Okay.
So we have to pretty much pay the piper and do the right thing and create a med that will serve Memphians not only 10 years from now, but 30 years from now. A smarter building, a more efficient building, a building that will cost you a lot less to run with respect to utilities, but also with respect to the number of FTEs, because we're so spread out, we need more people to get the work done, when if we had a more compact, cost-effective type of entity, we would need less people to get the same amount of work done.
Right. And what he's talking about, FTEs, full-time employees, he's talking about not having to have as many, but still give the same service and still have the patients have the same number of patients. Now, the med, the financing, we come down to that. We always hear about the med losing money, and it's a public hospital, and it takes care of the uninsured and the people that have tremendous bills as far as trauma and burns and high-risk OB and the different areas of excellence that the med provides, and it does provide excellent care. The question is, how do we fund that care?
Right.
Now, what do you see as us, what can we do to make certain that we get our fair share of the losses that we report to Nashville?
Well, one of the things that I think is a continued dialogue with Nashville, to sit down to find a solution that meets everybody's need. The reality is the med will always have to be subsidized. I mean, because of the very nature of the patients that they serve. One, granted, it's an asset to the entire community, because regardless of your economic status or socioeconomic status, if you get hit by a car, you're coming to the med. If you fall off the ladder cleaning the gutters out, you're coming to the med. Those are the bottom lines. I mean, that is the bottom line. And then also there's our population where they have no insurance coverage.
Right.
And the med is their first line for services. And with in a situation where 32% of the patients that come to the med can't pay. And when you look even deeper into the numbers, 42% of those who come to the emergency room have no mechanism of payment. In order to continue operations, we have to have some form of subsidy. Now, the question is, where does that subsidy come from? Absolutely, we look to the state for a portion of that, but we also look to the county for some of those dollars, because 97% of the people that are served at the med are Memphians, are Shelby Countyans.
Right.
And so they have a stake in the service for that particular population, and also a stake in the service for the greater community with respect to high-risk obstetrics that can impact anyone.
Right.
Also with respect to burn, which also can impact anyone. And then the trauma center, which is a nationally recognized trauma center, a pretty much a jewel, not only here in Memphis, but the Mid-South. I think that the other thing that needs to be worked on is, and to a lesser extent, but still needs to be dealt with, is getting dollars from the neighboring states for the services that are being provided, and continue to work with their legislatures and make sure that we're in any of their funding mechanisms that we, so that we can receive funds. Currently, we participate in the trauma program in Arkansas, which just started up. We get funds from them. We also get trauma funds out of Mississippi as well as Tennessee, but it's still not covering the gap, because they use our most expensive services.
Right, and what he's talking about is a trauma victim or a burn victim in Arkansas or Mississippi gets injured, and they are airlifted or they're brought by ambulance to the med. And as a public hospital, you cannot turn anyone away. So we must take care of them, but we're unable to apply for TennCare. We're unable to get them insurance. And the Arkansas and the Mississippi legislatures, we need to have continuing talks with them. We
Correct.
need to have continuing understandings so that they understand what's happening to us. Because if it continues on this rise like it is, and the med goes away, then they've killed the golden goose.
Well, exactly. Everyone loses. Everyone loses. Because you think about it, and it's really quite a thought when you think that this is the only trauma center within a 150-mile radius.
Right.
That is quite a large geographical area. And also with respect to burn, this is it. So if you're injured within that area, you need the med. And I think that every citizen sleeps better knowing that they would have those services available to them, because as someone said to us earlier, it's like the fire department. You don't ever want to see them, but when you need them, you're glad they're there.
That's exactly